Ya nteto tha ithatu cia ugoro na ndaika 15 nkatho cia mwanya nuntu bakwithira wetite na mbere kugwatanira na bautwe ugoro bubu obwa narua jaja nijo twikirite urito
iji ni amwe na iratu kuthuranirite.
Waziri wa kigina Ukuru Yatani kuga Kenya nibethirite bagikonanwa kiri budget ya mwaka juju. Rwanyiro kigina kumeneru nuntu bagutengera rwanyiro urimi kigina gikai. Spika Muturi kuga Kenya ababatere kuorotera kiara abunge nuntu bogoti buriguru. Akariba mulatha nkari kuirigira kwambiria gukundwa ndawa sibitari ne yantere neu kumanya na thirikari ya kaunti ya Meru. Mwanka muthia Joan teto chietu bagwetu ni bambitaga Houston na kathorima muonaniria wetu wa mathithio ni Jane Rose Gataka. Tukiambiria nteto chietu tuambiria na mantu jegiene na budget ya nthiguru ya Kenya ya mwaka 2022 budget irerekererwe ntuku ya naro na aria waziri wa kigina Ukuru Yatani na athomete budget ya trilioni 3.3 na aria atariritie kuga ati mbere ya kumithithia ni barare na kagita gakang'anuga kujukia maoni kuma kiri Akenya na mendekithia jaria Akenya bethirite bakiritani jo bethirite bagikaira kiri budget iria ithomi ntuku ya narua jamoja jaria chekiri odito kiri budget ije ni amwe na uturo kuthira bomagari wagi bwangugi marandu kuongereka katugatene kama ntu jangi.
The presentation of this statement is in fulfillment of the requirements of Section 40 of the Public Finance Management Act and the Standing Order number 241 of the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, our partner states in the East African community have agreed that Kenya can proceed with the early presentation of the budget statement this month. This aligns the budget calendar with the timelines for the general elections scheduled for August 2022. Mr. Speaker, His Excellency the President Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta took office in 2013. At that time, the country had just completed implementation of the first medium-term plan of the Kenya Vision 2030 and was on the third year of implementation of the 2010 Constitution. During the first 5 years, his administration designed and implemented an economic transformation agenda under the second medium-term plan of Vision 2030. The agenda focused on 5 key pillars. 1, improving the business climate by maintaining macroeconomic stability, addressing security challenges, and reducing the cost of doing business. 2, closing the infrastructure gaps. 3, promoting investment in key sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, and tourism. 4, sharing prosperity by investing in pro-poor programs in health, education, and social welfare. And 5, fostering the devolved system of government to enhance service delivery.
Ekiri budget iria yumbite kurakirwo ni waziri Ukuru Yatani rwangirwa kigina ni rumbite kumenerwa nuntu bwa gutengera rwangirwa urimi ajoju nthigurune mbetsa inkai rwangiru ria Akenya bakuganirwa kiguni muno hekiri gukandana na mpara iria itete na mbere kurumira aguntu mwanya aja nthigurune agitetera Yatani ndogite thirikari bageta na mbere na kuigika rwangi ruru na aria batengete bilioni ithatu iria igatetheria arimi kiri kagita kamanda gutigira bati gutonya miukone yao.
The agricultural sector remains the largest contributor to our GDP and priority under the Big Four agenda on food and nutrition security. The government has continued to support large-scale production of staple food, expanded irrigation schemes, increased access to agricultural inputs, and supported smallholder farmers to sustainably produce and market various commodities. In addition, the government introduced the warehouse receipt system to reduce post-harvest losses. Mr. Speaker, the price of fertilizer has more than doubled in the last 1 year and is still rising. To safeguard food security in the country, the government has allocated Kenya shilling 3 billion to subsidize farmers during the current planting season. We propose to allocate a further Kenya shilling 2.7 billion in the financial 2022-2023 to cushion the farmers while sustaining food production. Mr. Speaker, to strengthen land and property ownership, the government has issued over 5.3 million title deeds over the last 8 years. The government has also fully digitized land records in Nairobi Registry under the National Land Information Management System, referred to as the SASA program, to improve accessibility of land records and lowering the cost of land transaction. Mr. Speaker, Kenya's emergent oceans and blue economy will remain a key growth engine for the country. In the last 5 years, the country has heavily invested in measures to expand marine fisheries, grow marine transport and logistics, and establishing Kenya as a source of quality and cost-effective labor. These measures have resulted in the opening of the Lamu port, reopening of the port of Kisumu, establishment of the nascent shipyards at the port of Mombasa and Kisumu, revival of the Kenya National Shipping Line, construction of an ultra-modern tuna fish hub at Liwatoni in Mombasa, among others.
Kumania na budget iji ndwangi mwanya mwanya chia thirikari ni tengeri ikigina kiao na rerwangirwa kithomo rwa mainya na barabara chikioneka kugunekana kigina kiria kinene kia budget ire thomintuka na rwene ukuru ya tani rwangirwa kithomo rutengeri bilioni 584 kagitene karana chio thirikari cha matura kana devolution itengeri bilioni 107 rwangirwa barabara rutengeri bilioni 112 rwangirwa mainya bilioni 95 rwangirwa IBC bilioni 27 kagitene kana rwangirwa ugima rutengeri bilioni 101 katika tene kandwangi ingi.
We are committed to provide access to quality education for our children and youth. This will indeed facilitate realization of their full potential and enable them effectively contribute to the development of the country. The allocation and efficiency in spending on education has been increased to improve outcomes. As a result, access to education at all levels has improved remarkably, as evidenced by the increased enrollment in the basic and tertiary institutions. To further improve education outcomes, I propose a total of Kenya shilling 544.4 billion to support programs in the education sector. Mr. Speaker, out of the proposed allocation, Kenya shilling 12 billion will cater for free primary education, Kenya shilling 2.5 billion for recruitment of teachers. We acknowledge and support the critical role that youth and women play in nation building. The need for full and equal participation of youth and women across all spheres of the economy needs to be accelerated and sustained. To further empower the youth and support business owned by the youth, women and persons living with disabilities, I have recommended Kenya shilling 13.1 billion for the National Youth Service, Kenya shilling 2.2 billion for the Kenya Youth Empowerment and Opportunities Project, Kenya shilling 175 million for the Youth Enterprise Fund, Development Fund, Kenya shilling 170 million for the Women Enterprise Fund, and Kenya shilling 92 million for the Youth Empowerment and Enterprise Fund. Mr. Speaker, to promote regional equity, reduce poverty, and enhance social development, I have proposed Kenya shilling 44.3 billion for the National Government Constituency Development Fund, Kenya shilling 2.1 billion for the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, as well as Kenya shilling 7.1 billion for the Equalization Fund to finance programs in the previously marginalized areas.
Speaker wa bunge nene Justin Muturi mbere ya bajeti ithomwo nethirite akiuga na kira Kenya papatere kuthaba kioroteria biara kire ya bunge bao nundu obwa maguri jauturo ura jaitete ajojo nthigurune na manto ogwitana mbere kuma aja Kenya. Kuringana na Muturi hariuga abunge nibo abendekithagia na gukurukia miswanda mwanya mwanya ire ringithagia uturo bwa Kenya untu bure butumite na ndikagitene gaka gwatwika ati mawatho jamwe ejare jatumite uturo bwa magara ajojo nthigurune ni jakurukirwe ni abunge.
Members of Parliament, first of all, under Article 95, Clause 4, Paragraph B, are the ones who do the appropriations. Even though we are the Cabinet Secretary saying, I'm allocating, I'm giving, that is not his work. The Constitution does not give him that responsibility. That is the responsibility of the House. And therefore, even when it comes to taxation measures, when the bill is, because they are going to be tabled this afternoon, when the finance bill is tabled, which contains those many taxation proposals, it is up to the members to look through them and see where it is that which taxes they can lower, which they can introduce, because all that they're required to do is to take the views of the cabinet secretary. It is not, they are not bound, the House is not bound by the views and the proposals that come from the cabinet secretary. And therefore, Kenyans should know that if they are concerned about high levels of taxation, the blame should lie on the members of parliament. Not because they have no business. They have no business to accept everything that is brought to them. And when these documents are brought here, like now they're coming in good time, early, before 30th, because it is 30th of April that they are supposed to, that is the latest date that the cabinet secretary is supposed to bring. After that, the members, those documents are taken to the various departmental committees, which committees engage with the members of public, all the departments, all the ministries, the Parliamentary Service Commission, the judiciary, and every other, and indeed the members of public. It is after those extensive consultations that the committees all present their recommendations to the Budget and Appropriations Committee, which in turn analyzes that, gets the views of the Cabinet Secretary from National Treasury, and after that brings its own recommendations. It is those recommendations of the committee which, if adopted, form the basis for the preparation of the annual appropriations bill.
Tukirekana na iuchi gene na budget tuchokere aja ujo kaunti ne Amiru na area sibitari ya Mulatha Nkari ni kuirigiro kwambire kuguna akaribantere na yu kwambire mweri jwa 6 nyuma ya abitha munene kiri ministry ya ugima kiri thirikari ya kaunti ya Amiru ure wijikene cha Dagitari James Kirimi kuriunga sibitari na yu na kunenkanira kandarathi ya kumithirikiria kiri Edward Muiti na area augete ngugi iji komba kuthekethira mweri jwa 6 na kagite na gaka mbeu mbithi bantu reu na bakwirigirwo kuguneka kumania na waki Bobo na area augete akethera akiandika abamungu gine ripoti ya mutungi wa Kiambi.
Nyuma ya mpangaratano gukujirwa kiumia kithirwa ria MC wa Nyaki West Martin Moria kiongozi ethira gikamucemania kiri cibitari ya Mulatha Nkari na ethira kiorotithire kiararongirwo ugima bwa mwiri kiri thirikari ya kaunti ya Amiru akiuga ati mucemanio juju jwa thuranirine rwangiruru na bataombere kwithira bagikinya untu wa waziri wa ugima bwa mwiri Mesha Kimutuma ethira kiregana na nteto yum
gwita mucemanio na buga na inchi beje nikinantu butireja
mucemanio utari yakwa yo bwithitu ni MCA na tawita tweta kwa batwe na itukubanga wita kwa tweta twe ria tubangita twingwa tirawengwa abangite nonto wengwa bangite akwa tokeya na tuwita atuite in the department
rwangiruru rwa ugima bwa mwiri ntuku ya naru kurukira bithaa munene urungamiri bwanda wa thirikari ya kaunti ya Amiru Dagitari James Kirimi nibethire bagika weru ne mucemanio juju na karibantere unyume ya mucemanio na kamiti ya urungamiri bwa cibitari iji na murwirigiti wa MC wa DG na tigiti ya kiama kia Mbas Lewis Kithinji gutigira cibitari iji Mulatha Nkari ni kuthirikirwa na akari kwa mbere ya kunywa ndawa.
Agenda ya Governor Kirito Murungi mwe riria ataragwa 2017 ya rimanto ja afya dispensary taiji ira chiaki chatigirwa tombeta kuchithiria na kuthiria maternity kinyaru nogone mheshimiwa ni nkurukia 20 ira twakite twingwa twarugura 20 dispensary ira chiendene ya kaunti ya Meru chiti totagera dispensary magana jairi 196 na kira kinabata muno ni dispensary yakwa ikethirwa ina services kwetha kwina daktari kwina arigitani kwina ndawa
aru ntuku ino indongi muno na ntuku kugwiru muno tuntu bakwithira naru tukulauncha dispensary aja Mulatha Nkari na ki dispensary kwina kathina karareo itonete TV na kamemene ati kamiti na tisaidia thirikari kurana na kuchano kidogo lakini ndio umoro ratonyerere da make sure that kamiti na thirikari bokaranthi kuruntu kwa narua tariki ile twaikire Jumatatu na anti wakarikiene kiba bangi muno bejete kushuhudia ya kwamba contractor na kumbita kuretwa irieje kenda komba kuithira no shuhudia na na komba kuithithia murandi jojo thirikari bwega
akiare Edward Mweti uronenkera kandarathi ya cibitari iji augite ngugi iji nirigiri kwambiria Jumatatu kiumia twitite na gwitikanira na iromba ria baba ingere ya kuritanira ngugi na mbeu mbithi kuma Ntereyum
kango bwashwa project hira tukaruta bwega sana tukiwatanira na kamiti ira rwamirite cibitari na twavaini bubura kukumbikana nikenda project mboita bwega project ira no mwanka irutobura engineer kawira onto engineer no mwanka tonele bura tutekurita tutiruta ngwira ire omeya document umenye bu tukaruta ngwira ikiri document tukingaenda wa engineer na tukipati na kamiti ira rwamirite cibitari nikenda tumba kutangwenje ya nonta at the end of the day ibo batiwa na project tukarania na committee nikenda tumba ku identify ndora bakombo to wache kutangwira nikenda tumba spin up and bara qualified bara bakombo kutangwenje ya irabo tumba kulalamika no tiandu bo metiome twirutando wao bara bakombo kutangwenje ya
agitaria gitumi gia gucererwa kwa ngugi iji ndagitari James Kiremi augite mpanga ya murimo jwa corona ni yetherekia ngaratania mibango yao na kinya gucererwa kwa mbeca kuma kuri thirikari nene
uni mbere mbeja obisi ije ndeje yatuma mbeja na arua ndari obisi ya Meru level 5 egwita Meru general ndikweja obisi ije mwaka jo 2020 katikati ya corona iro twanjirire kwaranĩria na mheshimiwa wenu manto ja kuthithia dispensary ritigire teithirikirwa ndene ya wondi ije sini kweli na tigoria mibango rimwe utugae eta rimwe kethwa tigwitore kwenda kinya bwagita mibango yenu na kwejera kinya manto ja corona gatekatene dispensary ya tware tumeja ne mwaka jura jungi na kwiro kwithora kwina tu challenges na uome ukethirwa bwinde ibonete gwatuika thirikari ira nene kunenkanira mbecha gukagia delay kinyana ndino kurara delay kairi gwatuika mibango rimwe thirikari ya county itikumba kugia na rura turindenda na ore ananchi barinde gitate barindenda tutereja gwaka dispensary ije nuntu indaka cha mwicho tutejeta kubufunga macho nuntu indaka cha mwicho dispensary ije irithithua nuntu nitukwenda antu bamurathankari bomba kugitate utungatirwa nkona aja kwina bamaimba baingi bajuju betu bambiria kuona ndawariku aja
nitagareria mukiritwo na nkero ni akariba Ntereiji
cibitari ekwa igatutethia muno tunyanya ndagwa tutige gwita kuraja twethura twina BP menya twina BP tutindiri tu twina mantu amaingi yaraja mirimu ekweje nuntu muntu ukura akaraja gakenke na ndi mantu ya muona ira kumonera tweja ure twa egwandagwa tukauga ibwega tukabutha rima tukera murungu na mutongerie
atweta antu bandi disability turona muno gaju munene muno gwita nara Meru hospital nuntu te dispensary ingere akwaja ka hospital ingere akwena batwe kwa tutethia muno jaeji ojura nuntu twakunda ira muthega akwi
kwa akwangu chokia nkatho cha mwanya na nkimwira ngavana kiraitu murungi itikumakani musimu jure kwejete gutwitira ngogi imbija ntu baba ingi muno bakaria bakiuga koreterete siasa ikinyane kenda umbo twitira ngogi ende ambuge gitarira omba ko twitira ngogi irio tukuwa tunganiririo
batu tuliugara ndi chairman wa health. Thank you very much because of taking this initiative ya kuleta dispensary acha mudharankali
oni gucokia nkatho nyingi muno tontu county government of Meru kumba kwithira bena nafasi tukoya narua bejite kenda gutumba kwithira tuisova mantu ya jarada kathina kidogo
nki report ra Mlima TV kuma cibitari ya Mulathankari gicigo bunge kia North Mbita Mutugi wa Kiambi
ikiri kuithagathaga nuntu ba machindano jangare ja Kenya Motor Sports Federation KMSF jaraja kathithika charana nterene cha subega gicigo na bunge kia buri mukarigite wa machindano jaje David Maitima mwena baria bachumirite baugite ni bwega kwithagirwa kuri na machindano jaja kenda jagatetheria kinya agukiria ndukimbithi kagitene kau kuru kinya bone bore to bakathure ngugi nuntu gutino muntu atumba gutethekera kawira wa nturaria ni mwandiki wetu wa Nteto.
Gikundi kimwe gikumenyekana ja Kenya Motorsports Federation nikirugorithitie mashindano ja mbere buru ja gwitia kirima ja ngari ntere cia Meru ja kilomita kunyiera 28 jara jakathithika ntuko ya kiumia ya tariki 10 Soboiga gicigone kia Buri. Nteto ire irikithitwe ni David Maitima uria ni mukariri giti wa gikundi giki.
Kagitene gaka itukwenda antu bamenya ati twina mashindano ja ngari jara jambiritie kuja Meru na jakara yake ya mwaka jana ndi gwita na mbere kwa kwambiria Jumapili eji inkwenda antu bamenya ati Jumapili kuma thainya kwambiria tuli ni ria retwa Soboiga Queen Junction ire gwita Isiuru gwita Rugusu gukethwa kwina mashindano ja ngari ja kwambiria aja na jau jaritwa Hero Climb, yani ngari kambiria aja tuli kaitia kibari igeta kuthiriria ntirimiti na ale guru baraba je ntirimiti baijariku na ale guru burua kwina kina kiberesia na mashindano jau yo ja mbere ya ngari chitite kibari aja Meru ko itukuria antu beje kurio kenda bomba kukara kando kando na kuraja na barabara na rangari igwitira batikeje kuija mashindano ya mbere tino ntubatitikirwo tonya kwina barabara ira ngari igwitira.
Akiaria David naugite ati bagatigira ukaria bwa kong'ana ni bugwikwa barabara neje nikenda kurikiria mitino no iriku na arakinya kiongera ugite ati mashindano jajaja jakethagira jagikarika kwa wingi na ndi kaunti neje ya Meru.